You won't believe how these three things are secretly ruining your focus and your life. Hey everyone, today we're digging into something that's a game changer, especially if you've ever found it hard to stay on track or get stuff done. And if you've got ADHD, this one's really gonna hit home. We are talking about how junk food, porn, and Netflix are doing way more damage to your brain than you probably think. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll see exactly how these sneaky culprits are messing with your focus and what you can do to fight back. Okay, so we all know scrolling through TikTok or Instagram can tank your attention span. Those apps are built to keep you hooked. But what if I told you junk food, porn, and Netflix are just as bad, if not worse? These are just random time sucks. They're actually rewiring your brain, making it tougher to concentrate on the things that matter, like your goals, your work, or even just chilling without feeling restless. And the wild part? Most of us don't even see it happening. These are like silent saboteurs, creeping in and stealing your focus when you're not looking. Let's break this down, starting with junk food. You know those late-night snacks, chips, candy, that greasy drive-thru burger. They're not just messing with your waistline, they're hitting your brain hard too. Here's how it works. Junk food is loaded with sugar and unhealthy fats that spike this chemical in your brain called dopamine. Dopamine's that feel-good thing that makes you happy when you eat a donut or win a game. It's also what keeps you motivated and helps you focus. But when you eat junk food, you get this fast dopamine rush. It's like a sugar high for your brain. Feels awesome, right? Until it doesn't. Because after that rush, your brain starts craving more of it, like an itch you can't stop scratching. Over time, it gets harder to feel good without that next hit of junk. Normal stuff, like eating an apple or finishing a task, starts feeling blah because it doesn't give you that same quick buzz. And that's not all. Junk food also messes with your energy. Ever crash an hour after eating a big fast food meal? That's your blood sugar tanking, and when that happens, your brain's basically running on fumes. You can't focus when you're foggy or tired, and for someone with ADHD, that's like pouring gas on a fire. Your brain's already bouncing around looking for stimulation, and now it's got no fuel to settle down. So, you're stuck feeling wired but useless, like you want to do something, but you just can't. Next up, porn. Yeah, we're going there, because it's real and it's a bigger deal than people admit. Porn's everywhere now. 2 clicks on your phone and you're in. It's designed to grab you and not let go, and it does that by slamming your brain with dopamine, just like junk food. You watch something, you get that instant high, and your brain's like, oh, that was easy, gimme more. But here's where it gets tricky. Porn's so intense that it can start to dull everything else. Your brain gets used to that crazy level of stimulation, and suddenly, real life, like hanging out with friends or working on something you care about, feels boring. It's like turning the volume up to 100 all the time. Anything less just doesn't register. For people with ADHD, this is a double whammy. You're already wired to chase excitement, and porn's like a shortcut to that. But the more you lean on it, the harder it gets to focus on slower stuff, like reading, planning, or even just thinking straight. Plus, there's this thing called desensitization. Basically, your brain gets so hooked on that dopamine rush that normal rewards don't cut it anymore. It's not just about sex either. Studies say too much porn can make you less motivated overall, like you're stuck in a fog where nothing feels worth doing. Now, let's hit Netflix or Hulu, Disney Plus, whatever you're binging on. We've all had that moment where you're like, I'll just watch one episode, and next thing you know, it's 2 a.m., and you've crushed a whole season. It's fun, sure, but it's also a focus destroyer. See, when you binge watch, your brain's getting these little dopamine hits every time something cool happens. A plot twist, a funny line, whatever. It keeps you locked in, episode after episode. But here's the problem. it trains your brain to expect that constant drip of excitement. When you try to switch gears and do something less thrilling, like studying or cleaning, your brain's like, nah, this is lame. Where's my show? And it's not just about distraction. Binging eats up time you could have spent on something real, like a hobby or just getting enough sleep. For ADHD brains, which already struggle with time management, this can turn into a total disaster. You'll lose track of hours, miss deadlines, and then feel crappy about it, which makes focusing even harder the next day. Plus, all that screen time before bed, it messes with your sleep hormones, so you're wired at night and dragging in the morning. No sleep, no focus. It's a vicious cycle. So what ties all this together? Junk food, porn, and Netflix are all hitting your dopamine system like a sledgehammer. They're fast, easy highs that make your brain lazy. Over time, it gets hooked on instant gratification, and anything that takes effort, like planning your day or sticking to a goal, feels impossible. For ADHD folks, it's like these things are custom built to make your worst struggles worse. Your brain's already jumping from one shiny thing to the next, and these saboteurs just keep feeding that chaos. Okay, here's the part that'll really wake you up. There's legit science backing this up, and it's kind of wild. Studies show people who eat a ton of junk food, like processed snacks and sugary drinks, are way more likely to have ADHD symptoms, even if they weren't diagnosed. We're talking impulsivity, restlessness, trouble focusing, all the stuff that makes life harder. It's not just, oh, I ate a candy bar and feel weird. The sugar and junk are literally changing how your brain works over time. Then there's porn. Research out of places like Cambridge University says heavy porn use can mimic addiction, like how drugs rewire your brain. Some guys even get something called porn-induced erectile dysfunction because their brain's so fried on fake stimulation. Real life doesn't do it for them anymore. But it's not just physical, it's mental too. Your focus, your drive, your ability to get stuff done, all of that takes a hit when your brain's chasing that next clip. And Netflix? A study from the University of California found binge watchers report higher stress, anxiety, and even depression, stuff that crushes your focus and mental health big time. Think about that. The thing you're using to unwind might actually be winding you up instead. They tracked people's habits and saw that the more someone binges, the worse their productivity gets. Less work done, more procrastination. So if you've been feeling flat, bored, or even hopeless lately, these three could be the culprits. So here's the deal. Junk food, porn, and Netflix aren't just little treats or time killers. They're breaking your focus and making life tougher than it needs to be. They're screwing with your dopamine, making it hard to enjoy the small wins or stick with the big ones. And if you've got ADHD, they're like kryptonite for your already shaky attention span. But here's the flip side. Knowing this gives you power. You don't have to ditch them completely. Just start small. Swap out chips for some fruit once in a while. Set a timer on your Netflix so you don't fall down the rabbit hole. Be real about your porn habits and cut back if it's too much. Your focus is worth it, trust me. If this hit home for you, subscribe for more tips to get your focus back on track.